So we're going to talk about this write-up from Annapurna Express, are Nepal and China's relationships thawing. Okay, so this is from 10th of August. So they're talking about the relationship between Nepal and China floundering following the formation of the Sher Bahadur Duaba government in July 2021. And now why is this happening? Well, China funded the whole communist insurgency, created the communist government that came into power in Nepal, not a very good government, and was ousted. For most of the last 13 months, there was no enthusiasm shown because Duaba's government was seen as pro-Western. The government kept a safe distance from both China and was limiting itself from exposure to India. However, the two sides, that's China and Nepal, resumed their bilateral dealings only in the last few months. China sent two high-level visitors, Wang Yi and the Chinese Communist Party International Liaison Department, Lu Jianzhao. He came there. He said, hey, let's be friends again. Nepal plays a vital role because China wants to use divide and rule policies against India using Nepal. And the talk is the visit aims to build an atmosphere of trust and so on and so forth, says Arun Subedi, PM Dubai's Foreign Affairs Advisor. What they really want to do is enhance the enslavement of Nepal to China using the BRI debt trap loans, building things that, Nepal needs them, but not at that high cost of being a slave to China. The soured Nepal-China ties appear headed for a thaw. Well, I don't know if that's true. Even if it's thaws, China's designs on Nepal are not very good. They want to enslave Nepal. Okay. Also, China has been salami slicing land from Nepal. They have been encroaching into the border and over the border. China currently illegally occupies Tibet and Xinjiang and has got disputes with more countries than it has borders with. That is China for you. So Khadka led talks with his Chinese counterpart, and they have asked for assurances from Nepal on the One China policy. Now, what is this One China policy? There are Indian people all over the place. In fact, even the so-called Pakistanis are Indian, of Indian origin, and sit in parts which are India's. But do we say that, hey, guess what? There's a One India policy? No. Taiwan wants to be free away from the Chinese hegemon. And why can't people be free from China's hegemon? Tibet wants freedom. Xinjiang wants freedom. Taiwan wants to be free from the Chinese Communist Party. So this is particularly important for Beijing at a time it ties with Washington and at a historic low. Since Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan, China threatened to shoot down the plane, do all kinds of things, and they never did it. Xi Jinping lost a lot of credibility because of that trip. Now, prior to Khadka's China's trip, they had August 5th, they issued a statement essentially vowing Nepal's steadfastness to One China. Okay. China will have to keep paying for this. In a meeting, conveyed his country's position on Taiwan and sought Nepal's support. Now, why does China need the support of everybody for this One China policy? Is it really that important? Only to the Chinese Communist Party. Okay, people want to all be free. Even the Chinese people in China want to be free from the CCP's hegemon. Now, according to the China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Wang stressed on joining hands with other countries to oppose US interference in China's internal affairs. Well, China is interfering in everybody's affairs. Nepal's affair, Pakistan's affair, India's affair, Sri Lanka's affair. We don't want to China. Can you please get lost? In the meeting, Khadka reiterated Nepal's unwavering commitment to the One China policy and assured that Nepal territory will not be allowed to be used for any activities against China. But Nepal territories can be used against India and the United States. And Nepal's territories are used by Pakistani ISI agents, Chinese agents, everybody else against India. and everybody around it. So that's, Chinese hypocrisy for you. Beijing has reason to doubt Kathmandu's commitment after the parliament ratified the American Millennium Corporation Challenge. So unlike Chinese debt trap diplomacy, when you get money from people who do not want to trap you in debt, Beijing has objections. How dare you not become a debtor and a slave to the Chinese Communist Party? So the formation of a government probe panel to study the Chinese alleged border encroachment and Nepal's pro-Western position in the Russian-Ukraine war have added to the suspicion of the northern neighbor. So nobody likes to be invaded. Nepal does not like China's encroachment into Nepal's land. This is an invasion, just like Ukraine. Hello, China, wake up, smell the roses. So Nepal has its own reason to question Chinese intent. Okay, China's overblown reaction to Nepal's decision to ratify the compact was unbecoming of a good friend. What good friend? Of a big bully. Kathmandu is also displeased with Beijing for restricting the movement of goods across China-Nepal border points, citing COVID restrictions. Yeah, well, China wants to only sell, take your money, but doesn't want to give you anything. Okay, they just want to take. China claims that the West is fueling anti-China activities through Tibetan refugees in Kathmandu. I mean, did you see this? Tibetan refugees? Why are they refugees? Because you took their land, for heaven's sake. You made them leave their country because you invaded and took their land. Okay? China, get out of Tibet, please. Why please? Get out. And his decision to engage only Chinese Communist Party have not gone well with PM Dweba and his Congress Party. Well, the Nepal Communist Insurgency and the party was supported, funded to topple the Nepalese government. And the thing is, you will mess with us Nepalese people and you tell us not to defend ourselves. You want to come hit us, beat us, steal our land, do what you want. And you say, oh, don't fight for it. Please, don't fight. No. You shouldn't fight. Only the Chinese have the right to take everything they want from you. Upendra Gautam, General Secretary of China Studies Central Nepal, said the government lacks a clear vision and assertivism to deal with the evil regimes of China and other powers. China is a bully, and only when you stand up for yourself do they back off. The Dwegma government seems to realize that now, and let's hope Foreign Minister Khadka visit is not just a ritual. Gautam says big power always wants small countries like Nepal on sides. The important thing is you want to assert yourself and clearly explain the fundamentals of our foreign policy. Now, besides clearing the air with Beijing, Khadka visit is also aimed at sending the message that Nepal is not taking sides. Nepal is a small country and cannot anger any major power, wants to live in peace, does not want China stealing its land for them, does not want China funding the communist forces to fight against them. China too has been trying to convince, with no success. I mean, nobody believes China. It's a lying, thieving country. Particularly the ruling Congress that is not partial towards communist forces, which is a lie. I mean, we all know China funded it. I don't want to repeat this again and again. China lies. Okay. During the Nepal trip, they tried to convince the Congress leaders that China's Nepal policy is not guided by ideology. That is a blatant lie. Yes, China doesn't really have any ideology. Okay. The Communist Party is a joke. It's a garb to steal, enslave people. If you read the book 1984, everybody is equal, but some things are more equal. Now, speaking on Khadka's China's visit, they spoke, China looks at doing more, strengthen strategic communications, cementing mutual support, promoting strategic partnership for development and prosperity, which means more debt trap loans. So Subedi, the advisor Dweba, says the progress will be made. So China is pushing for the implementation of some projects, which means more BRI debt trap loans, and so this is what it's all about. Now, if you see what has been going on, China announced that China will carry the feasibility study of the Kerung Kathmandu railway under grant assistance. I mean, do we really need this railway? I mean, which will put more debt on the Nepalese government, on the Nepalese people. This is like paying to get yourself enslaved. This is just what the British did. Okay, China's playing divide and rule politics. China's using Nepal's money to build a railway which will not benefit Nepal but will benefit China. Okay, this is one of the worst strategic blunders ever planned. If the Chinese want to do it, let them pay. Why should Nepal pay? Nepal will not pay a single dollar, make that clear. If you want to build that railway, go ahead, build it. Okay? Nepal is not going to pay a single dime. You want to build it, you pay for it. So we have raised all the issues related to China, including the border, supply of goods, and other issues. Nepal side reiterated its position on one China. As the two neighbors appear to move towards a rapprochement before high-level exchanges are on the cards with CPN Maoist Center. Who's this person? Again, another brainwashed person from the Maoist party. Pushpa Kamal Dahal likely to visit China next month. What is she going to do? Betray Nepal and sell Nepal to the Chinese? Is that what her objective is? So this is another traitor to the people of Nepal. May Nepal stay free, independent, and prosperous.